Our speakers are Andreas Haller, founder and the chairman of the board of Quantron, Michael Perschke, CEO and member of the board, and we're very honored to have Professor Dr. Raimund Glickner with us, the president of the Deutsches Verkehrsforum, the German Transport Association. They will give you updates on the European transport industry and also, of course, about Quantron, what we have in our pocket for the future. Then it's your time to ask your questions. For those people who are online and cannot join us here today in Munich, you can send in your questions to our email address, pressconference@quantron.net. Andreas?
Welcome and hello to our press conference today in Munich on the IAA for Quantron. It's a pleasure for me to have you here online and live here in such a great place. It's Munich, it's our home place. So I will introduce you some topics for today. Thank you for Michael to have you here as my new CEO of the company and Mr. Professor Glickner. Thank you that you are here now. Pleasure. The Quantron company is a spin-off of the Haller Group. We have 139 years experience of electric vehicles in the first step, but we have 50,000 trucks maintenance and repaired. I'm the 5th generation of the company, so it's a very traditional company, and we have much more experience than other companies we know. So we make it very fast now. We have 4 factories in the world. They're producing for us the products. And we have 700 service partners for Europe. That's very important. Without after sales, it's not possible to sell any product. And we have zero emission. This is our main target, our main focus. Battery electric and hydrogen. And we have unlimited possibilities. How it works, I will show you in a short introduction video.
We can't see into the future, but we know that something has to change. Our planet needs our support. Everything is in motion, every day, all the time. Autonomous driving and digital networking are also on our agenda. People, animals, and nature must be able to breathe again. Sustainability is the heart of everything we do, whether transporting goods, or even transporting our waste. We can only reach our goal with emissions-free vehicles. A future for us and our children. The world is changing now. We all are a part of it. We all have the responsibility to reach our goal. A future for us and for our children. Together, we reach the goal.
Yes, together we reach the goal. The world is changing and Quantron is one part of it. And how we can grow, it's very important to have the best team, the best class and team in the world. And how can I make it better than you, Michael? Thank you for joining as my new CEO, Quantron. You have a really global setup and very big expertise in EV marketplaces in the world. Quantron rapid growth, and Q will be a new tech company. And how it works, Michael, you can explain something about that.
Thank you. First of all, thanks for the flowers. I hope I deserve them. But yeah, I think when we met the first time in March in this year, I think I liked the spirit of Quantron. I liked the spirit of you and the team. And it reminded me a lot of my past startup, IAA Mobility, but that was more you know, in the toy factory. And I wanted to really make an impact on a much larger scale and really reducing CO2 footprint that we can see it from the sky, you know, and the cloud we want to influence is going to be a big one, I'm quite sure. So my ambition is to take Quantron 1.0, which we are already today the market leader in the retrofitment segment, and we want clients like the famous IKEA deal, 50 Quantron dailies gone only to Austria, but take it to the next level. And as I said, yes, I have a decent international automotive experience, 25 years, spanning from Japan to Asia to India to Europe, working with Japanese, with Americans, with Germans, and I think the ultimate challenge is working with Swabians. So taking Quantron to the next level means internationalization, expansion of our product portfolio. We have two of our investors here, Miguel from EV Dynamics and Dennis from another investment fund. And I think based on their commitment to help us to grow, I think the next step is what we announced today, two things. Technology partnership. We already have CATL as our strategic partner, the largest battery cell manufacturer in the world. And as of today, we have Ballard Power, the largest fuel cell producer in the world. And I think this is kind of a key ingredient to help us to take it to the next level. I think, Roger, you're a very experienced guy in the industry. Tell me any other commercial vehicle OEM who has fuel cell and battery cells, both as strategic partnerships and is technology agnostic, and who can do it in a new car as well as in a retrofitment. I think that makes Quantron very unique. So this is, I think, the cooking recipe we want to put together and become, hopefully soon, a European champion in that. And why fuel cell? I think it's very important. And again, some of you are experts. We know that there are a lot of solutions currently launched for the short and medium mileage and low weightage. They have 3.5 tons up to 7.2 tons. You can still get vehicles. Some of them come and you make 80 to 100 kilometers. This is not really relevant for the market, but it's the best you can get. But this task is a big task. We want to conquer the big task on the long distance, heavy mileage and heavy trucking side. And we believe that that is where the partner we have from today onwards, Bala, is the right choice. And Germany wants to become a hydrogen country. And I think we are at the right moment with the right solution. And we will develop a few things, which I don't want to spoil the message now. But from repowering to becoming an OEM, we will also announce something about a new product today. And before I spoil too much of the beans, I think we have one of your colleagues, Rob Campbell. He couldn't fly from Canada because of COVID reasons, so we tried to get the second best and have him basically semi-live addressing you why he chooses Quantron as a partner.
Hello, my name is Rob Campbell, Chief Commercial Officer of Ballard Power Systems. It is my pleasure to speak to you today from the Advanced Clean Transportation Conference in Long Beach, California, where we are seeing an American transformation to sustainable transportation already underway with commercial vehicles leading the charge. This is part of a global megatrend with substantial efforts also in place in Europe and in APAC. And this megatrend is what is so exciting about our strategic partnership with Quantron. We are helping Quantron bring a platform of fuel cell powered vehicles to the market based on our most advanced fuel cell technology. The timing for this is right. Quantron has a great vision to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Vehicles contribute some 27% of these emissions in Europe, hence a key target market for Quantron. Quantron already is in market with electric vehicles and can now extend their customer reach by adding in fuel cell power to increase vehicle range and duty cycle, maximize payload, and enable rapid refueling, all to ensure best-in-class value for zero-emission commercial vehicles. We will be supplying our 8th generation product based on 85 million plus kilometers of field experience through the deployment of thousands of buses and trucks worldwide. Our 40-year history translates to durability, reliability, safety, and performance, all in a package that we are scaling for massive cost reductions. This is Ballard in action to accelerate zero emissions. Quantron is launching their fuel cell vehicles in the second half of 2022, and initial fleets are planned in Germany, given Germany has launched an ambitious program to boost zero-emission fuel cell vehicles for the commercial market. I have full confidence in the partnership. I was very impressed with Quantron's new facility near Stuttgart and their leading experience with zero-emission vehicles. This collaboration is definitely going to accelerate zero-emission commercial vehicles, and Quantron also has a broader vision to extend fuel cells into industrial markets. Stay tuned on this exciting application as well. Thank you for this opportunity. We look forward to seeing Quantron's fuel cell powered trucks with Ballard inside on the road in 2022. Thank you again.
So I think that was agreed from Canada. So coming back from Canada basically to Munich. Because one thing is, what is our opinion? Of course, we are subjective. We are a player. We want to sell our products. We believe we are there at the right point. We're ahead of some of the PowerPoint and CGI companies. Our fuel cell truck, which is exhibited here, can drive even uphill. I'm happy that you're here, Raymond, dear friend. You looking at it from a little bit more from a distance, from having all the mobility associations under your belt in a way, from the VDR who organizes exhibitions to public transport. Do you think we're doing the right things? Fuel cell, retrofitment, going in there as a, let's say, regional champion and trying to rattle up the more established players?
First of all, thank you for that kind introduction. Good afternoon also from my side. First of all, Michael, some more flowers. Congratulations from my side for the new position as CEO of the company and member of the board, but also congratulations to you for your choice for Michael, also an excellent.
Thank you. Yes. That's really great.
Well, now coming to the German Transport Forum, it's the only multi-modal association for freight and passenger transportation, and we are active in all modes of transportation, so air, water, rail, and road. And well, the challenging framework requirements we have is more or less the European Green Deal. As you may know, the EU stipulated on a greenhouse gas reduction of 30% till 2030. So there are less than 9 years left, 8 years and less than 3 months. And we have to get climate neutral till the mid of the century. So these are absolutely nearly crazy circumstances where we have to tackle and solve all the issues we have. And that's the point where electromobility and, of course, fuel cell propulsion play a very important role. If we look at the market and we reflect the time of design and R&D of a product, then sales, and then penetration of the market, let's for a minute imagine if we would penetrate the market just purely based on new products. That would be way too long to fulfill these challenging requirements. And that's the reason why I'm enthusiastic about your approach of retrofitting the cars. And this is more or less the perspective of the society. But you can also go into the position of the single user. The single user, I think we agree, can expect that the CO2 pricing will tremendously increase. So to avoid that, he would otherwise have to invest in a new product, what is tremendously higher investment-wise than doing a retrofit. So he is saving, or she, twice. And that's the really smart approach. And that is our opinion as the German Transport Forum, that we also have to safeguard all the political framework, that you will get all the subsidiaries and the support what is necessary also for retrofitting. So having this in mind, I think you are facing a bright future. I wish you the best for the future, good success for you, but also for the environment and the society.
Many thanks for that.
Quick question only, because you skipped one thing, or I skipped in an introduction. You're also a member of a mobility center here founded in Munich, which is looking at future innovations. And we hear and read a lot about Germany becoming hydrogen country. Is that a myth? Is that wishful thinking, or are we going to see a lot of actions?
We are still in the implementing process. We're still founding that German Center for the Mobility of the Future. And it's a really nice network, and we are technology open. So that is not everything focused on electromobility. I totally agree with you. If you look especially on heavy duty trucking, then it's essential and crucial to go for fuel cell propulsion. And I think we need the right mixture of the different approaches. Yes. You are offering both, and even in combination, that is really great, and this is what we need. And as an engineer, sorry for that, if you look into the design of a truck, there you have a leather frame, what is predestinated for the retrofitting better than in the passenger car industry. And that's really great. And you found that out, Mr. Haller, and you're going for that. It's really great.
Perfect. I think one day we should invite Mr. Dis to a chimney talk about discussing electro to hydrogen on a truck side. It's going to be an interesting...
I have my personal opinion, what is not valid for small public situation, why he is pushing the electromobility purely. But I think that we will discuss
I think the main
during
topic
the beer in the evening.
is also that we are talking always about black and white.
Yes.
It's depending on the range, what we need, and the payload and everything. We need what needs the customer, and I would say gray middle way is the best way. And but for us, is the long range distance only possible with hydrogen, and this is very important to have Ballard on our side, and it's very great. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. VW is not only offering passenger cars, and Mr. Dies also has heavy-duty trucks in his portfolio. I think his inner circle has a specific position on that. But nevertheless, if you have a distribution truck, then you can recuperate, and there's electromobility possible. But on the long haul, there's no alternative.
Yeah, and as we also looking not only to Europe, but we also have some ideas and dreams together with one of our investors who is willing to place some orders. We're looking even at the long-range trucking opportunity in North America. And with Bala together, we think we talk about 400, 500 miles and beyond. And that would mean that you would need to carry 6 to 8 tons of batteries to make that range. So I think there we have opportunities. But we have to start first here in Munich with a new product. I think, Andreas, you have something to share on the new product side, because we want to become an OEM together. Yeah. You and me. And to play football, we need a ball.
And that's the second topic what we announced today. We will come with our own product. We will getting an OEM. So the 12-meter bus as a battery electric version and hydrogen version, includes also Ballard full cell system. This is our new product, and we will enter the European market as soon as possible. More information you will get later on, but you can see it's a very unique design. It's a very great opportunity also to be in the European market, because the main topic is to be scalable. To have a scalable production. It's not possible to have 50 units next year or 200 units next year, because the bus business in the center of the cities, they are limited. They need electric versions. They need zero emission. And that's why our focus is to get a new product on the lines in the cities. And that's our new design, the e-revolution in passenger and cargo transportation. It's very nice to see it also for me, but because it's very new, and it's a great, fantastic design and heading to the future. Yes. Michael, now it's your turn. You can speak about something, some topics about the bus.
Yeah, first of all, I think we want to have very competitive performance levels. So we have one of the largest battery capacity in the industry, up to 423 kilowatt hours. We have, of course, as it's our partner, CATL batteries, and these are the LFP batteries. So they are very, very, very heavy flammable only. We have an extremely long range. This is even sufficient. I think, Roger, we can take you from London to Manchester with 350 kilometers, right? So very competitive range. And I think the mouth-watering message is our entry version will come where our European established players are offering diesel versions. So we want to be really competitive. It's the first Quantron bus, but for sure it will already be a hot seller. We have developed a bus together with one of our investors, and we make the best of two worlds. German engineering, international design, of course, with strong supply chain also from Asia, especially with the batteries, and scalability. So we are not limited to 100 or 200 buses next year. Our intention is when we launch in Q1 that we are already participating in big European tenders. And Roger, this is not CGI. This will be at the Quantron Days in November. And as much as you love to come to the Neo Days, I hope you and all of you will come in future also to the Quantron or Q Days, how we call them, and then touch and feel it. So that you see this is real.
And also the main topic is to have after sales.
Yes.
The after sales network in Europe, it's very important. Bring such buses into the market. We have it. Both together. So we are in a very great, good positioning.
So I think the key message before we hand over to you, I think it's important. Okay, thank you for choosing me. I still have to serve the flowers, but I think we are extending the team. As we said, we want to be a football club who wants to play in the Champions League. So we'll add new players, not necessarily the most expensive one, the Ronaldos. We want the young and hungry ones. We have an amazing partnership with Bala. And we have a new product. So I think this is a lot for 139 years and then all that in one day.
It's a real pleasure for me to have such announcement. And nice to have a year. Thank you. And now I give the hand over.
So thank you, Raimund. You made it.
Raimund,
You still needed to run with Mrs. Merkel over the grounds and then coming here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Let me just point out the Q days that will be happening end of November. You will be informed right in time. They will be happening in our headquarters in Augsburg, South Germany. There you will see all the products live, running, and you can kick tires right there. Please mark the date, end of November. The products, you will get the experts, and you will get all the news about Quantron and our future. So now it's your time to ask your questions. Dear friends, liebe Freunde, ladies and gentlemen, we do have some questions from online, so that gives you some time to think about your question being here in Munich. We have one question coming from an analyst, Chris Bard in New York. He asked, what are the benefits of your partnership with Ballard for A, your customers, and B, for Quantron? Michael?
Well, first of all, as we said, we have now two pillars. The technology agnostic. So for short, medium range and certain applications, for sure, we have electric for new vehicles and for refitment. But as we said, especially for the long range and heavy applications, we have now Bala fuel cell, 85 million kilometers tested. It's the best fuel cell which is today available in the marketplace. It's the 8th generation. So it has gone through many cycles. Bala is the largest player, and you're ranging from Canada all the way to China. You have multiple production sites. So we have tested technology, which is top performing, most efficient, and is available for us now in Europe, also from a service point of view. So I think it's a very, very strong partnership and enables us to develop very strong applications and products on that basis.
Thank you. Questions here from the live audience? If not, I continue with a online question.
Wait, Volker?
Sure, of course. Herr Wagner from Stuttgart.
Not quite, but the magazine is from Stuttgart, Last
Right.
Auto Omnibus, and I made my way here to passenger car world. Also because of you, of course, and because of Munich. Two questions. The first is Martin Daum, who is the chief of Daimler Trucks. He made it. Is it okay in English or German?
No, English, perfect.
English is better.
good.
He made it a big thing that his company, we all, the industry, and the whole society should choose between liquid and gaseous hydrogen to be the top priority. What do you think about it? Is that a question for you, or is it just
No,
number 10?
it's definitely a question also for us, but we think about new energy infrastructure. That means we have also supercharger and liquefied natural hydrogen and also gas. Yeah. So we have different solutions in the future on one station. So that means we are not only in this way or in this way or in this way.
Technologie offen.
Completely. Completely open. Also for our infrastructure, because we will build up also our infrastructure. This is possible, and but we are not limited in that case.
Okay. And the second question concerning the new city bus, will there also be an articulated version when the new 100 kilowatt hour Ballard cell is out?
We are thinking about that, but actually we will come with our 12-meter bus
First.
at first, yes, and we will make the next steps. So we are thinking about actually the engineering, how we can create this product. But now it's for me very important to have a product in our hands where we are on top of the bus and can deliver this bus.
Okay. And we look at Europe as a market. So we have to have different solutions for different markets. So the bus you saw, exactly the same bus is available in 2 different drivetrains with the same look and feel. So a customer can also choose. He can have a mixed fleet. In some markets, hydrogen goes faster. So it's important that we as a new player show the maximum flexibility, technology agnostic, and also ability to deliver.
But you mentioned drivetrains. The BEV drivetrain and the fuel cell will be the same. The
drivetrain is the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
but the
Just
energy
with a reduced battery, and then you use the hydrogen, of course, as an energy storage.
Great.
We have a question over there. Then Roger, before we go in there, we have a journalist asking a question from Australia. T. Spindler. He or she asked, the new 12-meter bus unites the best of both worlds. The proven technology electric drivetrain and also the German engineering made by Quantron. Did she understand this correctly? And if yes, what are the details on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have, since our first investment round with our investor, for the last 6 months, collected all our requirements. And it's a very sleek, modern-looking bus with all the technologies. So the German engineering has gone in, and now we get it with an attractive cost base. So we are open, and we think that the look and feel can sell from Australia all the way to Japan. Especially the hydrogen bus, realistically, that currently is extremely high priced and very well selling in Japan as well.
Michael, let me say
international supply chain.
Yes.
Let me say some more words about that, because it's a topic. We are working in the bus business since 20 years. So we know exactly what the customer needs. And in Germany, we have the highest quality standards. That's very important to bring such quality in our 12-meter bus. Not only design, it's a nice design, yes, we know that. It's very important also for me to have a look and feel. But in the end, we have to transport people there. We need security, we need the range, we need everything included in one bus. And we make it happen. So we put everything into the bus, and it's more detailed.
And it's already homologated by IDIADA, so it has already a full European vehicle type approval with all the safety testing. I think that's also important. But Roger, one question from you.
Next one would be Gary, and then Roger.
A couple of weeks ago, your other strategic partner, CATL, announced a new kind of sodium battery also suited for mobility applications. Are you planning on using these kind of batteries in the future for your vehicles, or are they not suited for your applications?
We are at the engineering side with CATL. We're working on that. Could be, yes, but it must be tested. It must be everything secure in that case, that we have no problems in the field with the buses. Should not be. We have, we should not have emergency situations, so everything must be secure. That's why we have also LFP batteries on our bus, or not NMC. It's very important.
But it's important, I don't know if everybody around knows, we have a business division which is called Q Battery or Q Power in the future.
Yeah.
So we're not only using the batteries for our own applications, we're also selling batteries to third parties in the industry. So of course, there's always two opportunities. One is what others want, and one what we build then in our future products together with our development partners.
Yeah.
So I'd like to make an observation, then I'd like to ask a question. I've been in and around electric vehicles for 15 years, and that began with commercial vehicles. I think the world has made a big mistake focusing on electric cars before commercial vehicles, taxis, buses, vans, etc. Because the twin imperative of clean air in cities, as well as CO2 reduction, lends itself much better and quicker to commercial vehicles, trucks and buses. So I'd just like to congratulate you on focusing on the right thing. Michael, I love the Pininfarina Battista, I love the Nevera, I love all these gorgeous things here, but you know, in terms of IAA Mobility and the challenge of improving air quality and CO2, this is the arena to be working in. So again, congratulations. And also I know Monica is here, Monica Mikach from QEV, again, moving from the glory of RIMATS into an arena where it's not so sexy, looking at things like, you know, tuk-tuks and little vans and trucks. It's not so sexy, but sex is not what we want. What we want are solutions to terrible problems of air quality, etc. So that's the point I wanted to make. My question is, how have you identified the total opportunity market and the total addressable market in the world, and how have you fragmented that around, you know, Europe, Asia, North America? So in other words, where are you going to start? And if an investor were listening, where is your return on investment going to come over what period of time, given the TOM and the TAM?
It's important to know that we build up an ecosystem. So this is main important for commercial vehicles to have not only one single product engineered, and because it takes time. You told to us a very important topic, that we have an impact now. We have to do it now. Yeah. And with a really strong partnership, we can make it happen. So that's why we do it now, and we create the ecosystem. I created this since the last over 10 years. I sold the first electric bus in 2011, so I'm in the electric mobility a longer time. But I realized that I have a really big problem at Halle, because we sell oil filter, clutches, everything. This is our main profit at Halle. Yeah. And if I'm too fast in that segment with e-mobility, I'm losing money. So we had a problem, a small single problem on the other side. The OEM have a big problem. That's why it takes time, but we have no time. We have to make it now, and this is a really big impact. And yeah, the next steps for the investments and to go how we can create it. I think, Michael, you can tell some words about that.
Yeah, I would add or complement here. First of all, you heard us talking about Quantron 1.0, Quantron 2.0, Quantron 3.0. So it's not software licenses, right? 1.0 is really the refitment. And like Raimund said, the refitment opportunity is humongous. Look how many trucks are out there. You know very well, in 2022, for the first time, public listed companies need to do an ESG rating, right?
Yep.
So it's very simple. You do something, you want to improve your ESG rating, you need to bring your CO2 emissions down. How can you bring your CO2 emissions down? You can put solar panels on your factory, like Oli Blume is doing it, and then he does an assessment, and you know what he realized? 90% of the CO2 footprint is outside his factory gates. It's his supply chain, which is basically trains, trucks, and ships. So which one can you address the fastest? The trains you can't change. Yeah, so somebody else. The ships, are moving to hydrogen based on ammonia. That's probably the road. But how long will it take to retrofit the entire 40-foot container fleet in the world? Also difficult. And you're not driving it. It's Maersk and whatever. So what can you do? It's trucks. And imagine you have a truck, an Actros, which is 2 years old. You can't scrap it. So that's where we say, hey, talk to us. We can refit it and make it electro. Where actually, I don't know if you know, but in Germany, up to 80% of refitment costs will be subsidized from the government. So if you ask opportunity, the opportunity is here in front of our doorstep. There's a huge opportunity alone here in Germany. And then, with Ballard Power, we're also looking at retrofitting an Actros truck with a Bala fuel cell and having it capable of running 400 to 500 kilometers. So the Quantron 1.0 opportunity is already humongous. When we say there's a bus opportunity, where the market is super fragmented. So you can only win if you have a couple of ingredients. Top technology, super safe, but also cost effective. Yeah, and we come in a segment where we are close to a diesel bus in that segment with a good design and 700 service partners and 139 years. So this is a second opportunity. And the third opportunity is that we will, with our investors and partners, look at niches in the market. And why did IKEA buy a Quantron daily? Why from Quantron? Because they wanted close to 200 kilometers range, they wanted a payload above 2 tons, and they wanted a volume of 12 cubic meter. There's no product. So, crazy. Yeah, so we segment as we go, but at the end of the day, we are a Schwabian, family-owned, pragmatic company who look at opportunities. We don't need the McKinsey studies. We're pragmatic. We talk to clients, 139 years talking to clients, having 50,000 trucks in the market. You talk to clients and they come and say, look, we trust you. We heard from company ABC. They have beautiful PowerPoint presentation and CGI videos, but they still haven't given me one single unit to test. I tested your Iveco daily. I love it. And then we have companies, whether it's Renault, IKEA or others, they love the product and we have a unique positioning. So I think we want to run fast, but we have the opportunities that we do step by step. 1.0 is refitment. 2.0 is a smart, captive, effective manufacturer. And 3.0 is what we have as a vision, step by step, that we actually one day sell trucks by the kilowatt hour or by the kg of hydrogen and become a full service provider together with other companies in a network, and then you do a pay-as-you-go. And that's what nobody in this industry can do today, and this is where we really want to have our unfair advantage, which we're working on.
And Michael, my job in this round is to deliver the figures. So 35% of the transport-related emissions are based on road freight transportation, and that should us give a sense of urgency.
Yes.
Yeah, the crazy thing is we've known this for 20 years.
No, but Roger, you said one very important thing in your entry statement. I came to Andreas, and I was in that toy factory, amazing cars, super fast. Does it really matter if they're electric from Greta Thunberg's point of view? No, because you will not see the difference because the collectors don't drive these cars whether they're electric or gasoline engine anyway. Yeah, we need to remind them in the future, please charge your battery because they're not used, but suddenly they have a battery. And then I realized how behind the commercial vehicle industry is on something which is around since Elon Musk started in 2011. We're basically for 10 years more or less sleeping in this part of the world. Go to China, there are 15 companies alone who are already today producing hydrogen trucks. Don't talk about buses, hydrogen trucks, short, medium, long range. They're not all pretty, but they work. And then you have companies who say in 2024, asterisk, maybe 2025, we're going to have a hydrogen truck. Guys, these guys are looking at us and they're laughing because why are you guys so complicated with deploying technology? You have a joint venture in China called Weichai, and they're your investor as well with 15%, and they are putting the pedal to the metal on hydrogen, and we are just looking with open eyes and say, oh my God, there's another avalanche coming. After the Neos and the Xpengs and the Li Autos, there's another avalanche of players coming.
Yeah, I think the key driver now, though, is very simple. It's total cost of ownership, whole life cost. I can remember going in to see companies trying to sell an electric truck, relatively expensive electric truck, bear in mind 15 years ago, talking about saving the planet. And people would listen and nod their head. And I'm sure when I walked out the room, they'd be laughing. But if I walked in now and said, would you like to save money running your fleet? Then they're going to listen and they're not going to laugh because that's the name of the game. So I think the timing is absolutely right. And I agree with you that there are too many of the players that should be there. They're not there and they are kind of playing at it. And that's kind of not really good enough. Not acceptable.
And I would add one argument, which I think we all neglected. There is, besides TCO, there's a cost to the environment. And that's going to be priced much more in the future than today. Today, we talk about 25 to 50 euro per kilogram, ton of CO2. Probably the price will go up to 100, maybe 150 euro. And if your ESG rating is bad, your cost of capital goes up, your stock price goes down. And at some point, somebody will say, is that CEO really knowing what he's doing? And we know what happened to Chevron, to Shell, and some of the other players who neglected completely the cost of the environment.
Yes. I'd like to sneak in one final question to Herr Haller. You kind of alluded to it. It's all well and good producing something that's all the things we talked about. But the bottom line is there's got to be recurring revenue. There's got to be a profit to it. Taking away friction parts and servicing from a lot of commercial fleets is troubling for the dealers and the manufacturers. So just what is it in your business model then that creates enough sustainable profitability to make it work, given you're losing a lot of the traditional revenue stuff?
That's a good point because I know it from Haller. The people who are working in Haller, they don't realize actually that the world is changing very fast now because they are in the traditional job. They have to maintenance the diesel. They have really 24 hours a day stress in the field. So, but when we are talking with our customers and we connect our service partner in our ecosystem, then they know, oh shit, this is a customer, he's driving a diesel and now he's buying a Quantron. It's a big opportunity for me because I can be online with a sustainable revenue. And many people are coming now to me and to our company and said, please help us to make it happen, to change the world. And we have also the Quantron Academy to teach the people from all Europe high voltage and products and driving and everything, because it's different. It's not that what we did before. It's very important.
Yeah, but for sure, you will sell less clutches, you will sell less oil. All that revenue comes down. But if you are a service workshop in the transformation, there's also an opportunity. You could become a refitment partner of Quantron and actually take the opportunity in refitting trucks with Quantron electric drivetrains.
Yeah, but it's the ongoing thing of where does the revenue come when you've lost so much revenue. I think this is what has exercised the big OEMs for such a long time. You're going to chop out 20-25% of your bottom line. Unless you replace it, you need to slash the number of people who work for your company. You need to redesign the whole operation. Absolutely. And that's what they haven't done, but that's what they've got to do. So, you know, being disrespectful, you've got to do it as well. It's great doing what you're doing, but you have to have a very different business model than the usual thing we've had for 100 years.
For example,
but you know that.
Talking about autonomous driving, we realized that the car is not coming to us to the workshop. At the autonomous car, this is on the field. So we have to change our mindset that our technical must be flight inspectors. They have to go to the car. They will not come to our workshop. This is very important to realize that we have to change our strategy after sales business.
Yeah. Okay.
For example.
And the software part. I think in the future you will have much more functions which you can over the air upload to units, subject that they have a certain degree of capability on board, either new or refitted, telematics services. So there are opportunities. But will we still have the same coverage of infrastructure out there in 10 years from now? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the answer to anyone really, to my question, is just watch what Tesla are doing, because they're reinventing how to make a business work, selling upgrades, selling software, selling a whole. This is it. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Well, what else is there? Got to be that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Any more questions? Noch Fragen, liebe Freunde, Kollegen, Kolleginnen? If not, thank you very much for joining us, both here in Munich at the IAA, and also thank you for joining us all over the world. Thanks for being here, and thanks to the speakers.
We will see us in a few days. Thank you.